Right, I'm locked in. AJ versus Dubois. What a Saturday night this is going to be. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to On Me Ed's Son. Hope you're all well. So, can't wait for this Saturday night. AJ against Dubois. The undercard as well. What a great undercard this is going to be as well. Can't wait for it. I've got my pay-per-view. Yes, I've gone in and bought it. I've got to say this one thing. And let me know if you agree. Turkey Al Sheikh and what they've done in trying to say, no, we're going to try and stop illegal streaming by just having a very low pay-per-view price. And I think that's amazing. I think that's exactly what it's called for. Now, I'm not going to admit to ever illegally streaming, of course, but what I'm going to say is that the temptation is there. So if you're paying a really lot of money as a youngster or as an adult, but then you can bring that cost down, then all of a sudden you say, no, I'm going to pay for the proper service. I'm going to get good quality, pictures and video and everything. You can enjoy it knowing that you're doing it right? And also, it's only going to cost you £20 or whatever it is here in the UK. What it's going to be around the world, who knows? So that's a great thing. And I can't wait for this for this Riyadh card. Not only because it's AJ against Dubois headline, but as I say, the undercard, and I made a video about this as well. But I've got to say, as I'm getting closer to this night between AJ and Daniel Dubois, I'm really not sure. I was really confident for AJ a couple of weeks ago. In fact, this whole time I've been confident for AJ. But I've also sort of sang about the merits of Daniel Dubois as well and what a threat he can be, and, especially if AJ is complacent. But as the night is drawing in, I'm thinking, God, and the strangest thing was happening last night. I was having dreams about knockouts, dreams about an AJ knockout in the third round. Just a right hand from Daniel Dubois, and he just sprawled back, and I had this. And then I had another dream, would you believe, where AJ, right hand, first round, down the pipe, and Dubois was just, all over the place, and he was out as well. So I can see both having a knockout here early rounds. I think Daniel Dubois seems to be very pumped up for this. In the walkout last night, he was very pumped out, very kind of bullish. He said, knockout, yeah, go for it. And he feels that he's in the moment. AJ, by contrast, seemed to be, no, ready for war, let's go for it. And I've said this about AJ before, he's very locked in, he's very clinical. And I believe he studied Daniel Dubois more than Daniel Dubois studied AJ. I could be completely wrong here, of course. An egg on my face, and I always try and preempt this now because I could always get it wrong. It's only an opinion. This is a gut feeling which I'm trying to portray to you, but I still believe that AJ will have Dubois' number. But the closer it gets, it's that kind of anticipation. Think, who's going to win? Who's going to come out on top here? Both heavy hitters. It's what a I'm hopeful. In all fairness, I'm hopeful for an early round knockout by either party, right? Whichever it is. Now, on the flip side of that, I'm hopeful it goes, 12 rounds. Is it 12 rounds or is it 10 rounds? Let's say 12 rounds. I'm hopeful it go there, and it'll be a slugfest all the way through, just like we had with Joyce and Chisora. What a great fight that was. For the fans, we loved it. If both of these can slug it out for 12 rounds, go the distance, fantastic. But if it goes the distance, if it goes past 6, 7, 8 rounds, then you're in no man's land. You're in no man's land for both fighters, really. So who knows what's going to happen? Will AJ still have the legs in him to go that distance against the Dubois? Will Dubois have the same resilience to go all the way against AJ? And it's that punch power, that punch resistance in the later rounds. I mean, I can't see it going that way. I can't see it going past 5 or 6 rounds. I mean, my dreams, as it were first or third round. First round knockout for Dubois, the third round knockout for AJ. I'd say I'm sitting right on the fence here. I still lean towards AJ, but I really don't know. But I say the anticipation is building, and possibly because it's the event, possibly because it's 96,000 at Wembley Stadium, possibly because this is probably one of the biggest nights in boxing, certainly the biggest spectacle in boxing that we've had in a long, long time. If we're talking about the best night of boxing for 2024, probably this is it. I know Usyk and Fury. I know we're going to have the rematch in December. I know Bivol Beterbiev. I know that. And don't get me wrong, and I know we've had, Haney against Garcia was a great night as well. We've had the tank fight as well. What else have we had? Well, Canelo, of course, and his fights. Yeah, these are massive nights, don't get me wrong. But in terms of, and I'm not just saying this as a Brit, I'm just saying this from an overall spectacle, the way it's been ramped up, and possibly you could argue that it shouldn't have been ramped up so much. And I've given my explanations why. If the IBF title wasn't on the line, I don't think we'd see AJ in Dubois in the ring at this stage. I just don't think we'd see it. But possibly it's just the way it's gathered the imagination. And maybe because the British boxing fans have probably feel a little bit starved of big-time boxing since a lot of it has gone to Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. And maybe that's why. Maybe there's this sudden surge of interest, not only from real ardent fans, but, your occasional fans, your casual fans, let's say. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But certainly the anticipation has built up so much. It's ramped up. And thanks, in part, a lot of it to more channels, YouTube channels talking about it, a lot more, TV and radio talking about it. So our Talk Sport are just constantly going on about it, as you should imagine they should be, of course. Also, because the way Turkey Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season, these opened up the broadcast rights as well. I believe, certainly DAZN have got it. I believe Sky Sports have got it. I do believe TNT have got it as well. So everybody's happy. In the United States, I think ESPN have got it as well, maybe a couple of others as well. It's going all around the world with DAZN. So, you've got this kind of unchatteled way of delivering this fight to lots of people, well, millions, billions around the world, possibly. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why this kind of whole thing is coming up. And it's going to come down to who's going to be able to withstand that pressure, the night, the occasion, who's going to be able to deal with it more. I've always thought that Daniel Dubois looks like a rabbit caught in the headlights. He just looks a little bit lost, a little bit. And we had repeated chimes from people who've talked about his corner have always had to give him ongoing things to do. They say, do this, combination, 1, 2, go in, go out, all this kind of circle right, circle right. They're almost trying to tell him what to do as the fight's going on, whereas other fighters just know what they need to do. And maybe that's it. Maybe this is where we're going to see the big mismatch. I think we're building this up that this fight is going to be so close and anybody can win. And of course, anybody can win. That's not the point. The point is, are we really going to see the big mismatch on the night when you consider the seasoned boxer that is AJ against, well, the powerhouse that is Daniel Dubois, who probably hasn't got the ring IQ that AJ has. Now, that doesn't mean that he can't win just because he hasn't got the ring IQ, of course. As we know, so many times in the past that lesser fighters, in inverted commas, have beaten the better fighter on paper. That happens all the time. But in this case, we may see a massive disparity. But at the same time, I just can't call it. I can't believe this, that I've woken up this morning and I think I just can't call this fight. I actually cannot call this fight. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, but I cannot wait to do a review of this fight. I cannot wait. And I probably haven't thought this way about a fight all year. That is honest truth. Haven't thought this way about a fight all year. That probably tells its own story. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for future videos. And I will catch you again on another video coming very soon. Bye now.